Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge in downtown Boca Raton does fabulous professional makeup application. Make an appointment today and see how glamorous you can look. Call 561-409-4065 to book your appointment. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge is located at 233 South Federal Highway on the first floor of the Boca Grand Building in Boca Raton. The number again is 561-409-4065.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
It's the Becky and Boca Show, coming to you live every Thursday night at 6 p.m. from glamorous downtown Boca Raton. I'll show you how to live life in style in one of the country's most elegant cities, nestled right along the beautiful Atlantic beaches between Palm Beach and Miami. So sit back, relax, and let me show you how to indulge yourself Boca style.
When you're stressed out or...
Hello, welcome to the Becky and Boca Show. I have a great guest with me tonight. My first guest is Luciana Godoy. Am I saying that right?
Yes, you
She's
did.
a licensed dietitian, but she's much more than that. She was just telling me how cancer can, whether you get cancer or not, can be determined by what you eat.
Absolutely.
Wow, interesting stuff.
Yes.
So it really does matter what we put in our mouths.
You are what you eat. And interesting is that we've come to a generation where...
You got to put that a little closer to you.
We've come into a generation where, our food is not the same food that our parents and our ancestors and our grandparents ate 30 years
that was one of my questions.
So
you could be eating something toxic that can cause cancer.
And it has to do because our immune system doesn't recognize these types of patterns of foods, of, GMOs and processed foods, high fructose corn syrup. So, here we are, we're eating all this food that our genetic makeup wasn't originated to accept this food. So what happens is when you eat these things, when you eat these types of foods, over time, your body creates a lot of inflammation. And that's how cancer grows. Cancer can grow in a very inflammatory environment.
All right, you're going to have to tell us a cancer-free diet. Before we get started, though, let's say who you are. You're a licensed dietitian.
Yes.
But you have like 3 different things you're doing, right?
I do. So I have the Pureway, thepureway.com, which is...
Pureway.com. It's a website where you were telling me you could buy products on there that you have tried and tested on your patients.
I use it. We use it on a daily basis. And this is pretty much what all my private clients, what I give to them, that it has worked over the years. So you wouldn't put anything
on there that you know did not work?
Exactly. And that's where the Pureway name is. The Pureway is the pure of... There's no fillers. There's no GMOs. The purest it can get. It's pretty much real food. It wasn't processed with any GMOs, any chemicals or anything.
So you're saying we should eat like the whole foods instead of processed, nothing processed?
I would not
What's
eat
processed, though? Everything's processed.
And that's where pretty much what we say we're living very special times. There's a lot of, chemicals in our foods that, like I said, our digestive system doesn't recognize. And what's interesting is that in this generation, they're proving now how your gut, your digestive system makes up 80% of your immune system. And what is your immune system supposed to do? It's supposed to protect us from anything harm coming in. So here we are. If we're eating processed foods every day, what do you think your immune system is going to do? It's going to attack.
And now you were telling me that even people who have a gene for cancer could prevent cancer by eating properly.
Exactly. So pretty much genetics doesn't mean is a death sentence.
Doesn't mean exactly what
you can have the gene, but you're going to proliferate it. You can turn on the gene based on your lifestyle. So it's not just
scary.
And it's not just nutrition. It's how you sleep at night. It's how you handle stress.
Wow. What about alcohol?
I believe in moderation. Everything's a balance. So obviously, if I've worked in the past where before I became a dietitian, I worked with this doctor that we worked with a lot of cancer patients. Obviously, if they're going through chemo, if they're, if really the cancer has really proliferated high, of course we're going to tell them that, alcohol is bad for you. But, I'm an 80-20 girl.
Okay, so you're not saying we can't have our glass of wine at night.
You can. It's all about literally everything plays a role. You can have a glass of wine, but it really comes down to individualized nutrition. If I look at your blood work and I see that your liver's not doing well, your kidneys aren't doing well, then I'm going to tell you, hey, you need to cut the drinking for the next 3 months, and we're
Okay.
going to work on getting your body better before.
a total workup on your
I do more functional
clients,
work,
right?
So,
Okay.
so the Pure is about the one of the purest products that I've seen over the years that has worked for me, worked for my clients. I also work.
So that's good. So you're not just selling product to make money. You're
Nope.
selling product
These
that
are
you
products
know
that I
works.
know
And
that have
What
worked.
kind of products do you have on the website?
I have different products from extracts from one of the best coconut oil from Tropics Best, which is a farm based out of Mexico. Believe it or not, your coconut oil, the process of how the coconut oil is extracted makes a very big difference.
Wow.
Because coconut oil has a lot of antiviral, antibacterial,
Does it?
anti-parasitic components. But when it's extracted a certain way,
Yeah.
it can destroy that. So now you're not really taking in that, that good coconut oil. So again, same thing with food, with chemicals, same thing with supplements.
Okay.
So it's very important is you, not only were you eating, but what kind of supplements you're taking in.
Okay,
but
so speaking of supplements, that was one of my questions.
Yes.
Vitamins or no vitamins? I mean, some people don't take any at all, and other people take like a fishing box full every day. Does it make a difference?
I do not believe in pill popping. I don't like
Okay.
taking 15, 20 things a day. When I sit with my clients, I ask a lot of questions. I find out exactly their imbalances. I look at their blood work and I do
Okay, so you do blood work first to determine what they need.
Exactly.
Okay.
See what they're deficient in, and also I do more extended work. Like I look at hormones, I look at DNA stool, I look even to see how your gut's doing. So
Okay.
based on that information, I customize a plan and what products I believe you should take. So everybody's
Okay.
different.
Okay.
You may take some stuff temporarily. Do I have a maintenance program? Absolutely. But I don't.
What about D3? Everybody's taking D3.
You know
gotta
what?
take D3 or you're in trouble. That's
You know what? I tell all my clients vitamin D is. If vitamin D would have been discovered in this generation, it wouldn't even been considered vitamin. It would have been considered a hormone.
oh.
Vitamin D is pretty much helps make your hormones. It helps make melatonin.
D3 is that?
Vitamin D is very important for your immune system. And the biggest trend that I've seen over the years, and I also work in the hospital, like I was mentioning
Yeah.
before, and I've seen a lot of the trend. Everybody's vitamin D deficient.
Really?
Then you ask yourself a question, but I live in Florida.
Yeah, we're out in the sun.
In the sun every day.
Try not to be.
But when you're in the sun, you're not really getting the active form of vitamin D. So you have to take in the vitamin D, but your body has to convert it to the active form before you can even utilize
So
it.
you're saying D3 is a good supplement to
It
take?
is a good supplement to take
Okay.
because our bodies cannot absorb enough from the sun, and not everybody's in the sun all the time, although we live in South Florida.
You just walk into the car.
So yes, vitamin D is
vitamin
actually
D,
a supplement.
Is it D3 or D?
It's D3,
Okay.
which is the active
So
form.
we should all take that every day.
Yes,
Anything
ma'am.
else we should take every day?
You know what? I love vitamin D3 and I love probiotics. It's all about the
Probiotics.
gut. It's one of the the hottest topic in science right now is how your gut bacteria makes up everything about you.
Really?
You have your good bacteria and you have your bad bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is when your bad takes over, that's when you have started having autoimmune problems, food
wow.
allergies, intolerances, Hashimoto. So pretty much your gut is your second brain. When your gut's not doing well, nothing else is
So
going to
what
do
is
well.
a probiotic?
So probiotics is your beneficial bacteria. Have you ever heard of that saying that after you're taking antibiotics, you should take yogurt
Yeah.
because it has your life cultures?
Okay.
It's because when you take antibiotics, you destroy all the good bacteria.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But once you come off the antibiotics, it's very important that you bring back that bacteria back, that good bacteria back. Why?
Right.
Because they pretty much help us to digest everything.
Do you have a probiotic on your website?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So that would be the way
And
to
a
put-
lot, pretty much all my products comes from different labs that have all science behind, all evidence based.
Oh, I believe you.
And-
I know you're.
Yeah.
I was talking to you a little
it's
bit before.
it's because the quality is important.
Yeah.
You're not. There's so many
Right.
different
you could
probiotics
you could buy
out there,
something online and not even
and
know.
that's where the Puree came in. It's pretty much the products that I've seen before and after it tests that has
Yeah.
truly worked for people.
Okay, so we should all take a probiotic every day. We should
Yes.
take vitamin D3.
Vitamin
Anything else?
D, everything. I do love. It's a thing called moringa. It's
Oh,
moringa.
moringa.
Yes.
Okay.
So moringa is a superfood, and it's also an adaptogen, which is very good for your hormones. But moringa, why I love moringa is not only it's plant-based, but it has pretty much all your vitamins except for B12 and your vitamin D3, but it's already broken down for you.
Oh, so
I-
that's like a multivitamin?
it's a multivitamin. It has amino
Okay.
acids.
Okay.
So it has your amino acids and it has all your minerals. So it's pretty
Okay.
much a superfood. but it has everything that you need on a daily basis to keep your body, hydration status is very important. People that don't really consume too much vegetables, at least you're getting a lot of things from moringa.
Wow.
So moringa, pretty much those three right there, that's what I take on a daily
These
basis.
three. Okay.
Yes.
I'll put a big star next to that. Probiotics, moringa, and D3. You have moringa on your site?
Yes, I do.
You have all these things on your site?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay, so I've got a few more questions for you. What about people with eating disorders? What do you do for them? Like anorexia, bulimia, and that's,
that's
young women, I think, are mainly the people who suffer from that. Maybe I'm wrong.
I have not worked in my private practice, but I did work with some during my residency. And with them, it's like you have to really build the trust so they can really tell you, everything that they're going through. But it's definitely a different population to tap in. It's harder to get in, but because they're just so frightened with food, they think it's like
they don't want to eat.
They don't want to eat, and I've seen people that it was definitely the population that was the hardest for me to work in. But what I've seen is once you build trust with them, they will take whatever you tell them to take.
Okay.
So that's not.
And why are they not eating? I mean, I've never had that problem. I like food.
Honestly, I think it has to do with our generation. Like
a lot of young people, yeah.
It's like. Society makes you think that you should be this way.
You have to be super skinny.
Super skinny and this way. And you know what? Like, I'm never going to be a size 0 or 1. And
so people are struggling to be something that they wouldn't be naturally.
Amen. You got it.
Okay. That's the problem. And the only way to do that is to not eat.
And because
I think you're right. Like some people, I have a friend who's very, very thin and she eats like a horse. So that's just the way her body's supposed to be.
So you brought up a very good, important point. This is where individualized nutrition comes in. You can put 3 different people next to each other, and they all weigh the same.
Right.
But one person could be taller, skinny. The diet might not work everybody's going to react differently, and that's where asking the proper questions comes in. You have to ask a lot of questions before.
People should be the body style that they're supposed to be?
Oh, yes.
Is that important?
Yes,
not try to be something they're not?
Nope, exactly. Okay. Like me,
You look great.
Oh, thank you. But I'm never going to be... I was size 3 in high school. I'm never going to be size 0. I'm never going to be size 1.
So you think that's what happens when people get bulimia or
because
anorexia?
Society makes them think that they should be,
something their body's not naturally going to be. Okay,
you have to be very mindful about, it's mindfulness.
Yeah.
You just have to be happy with the
way your body is.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you just sleep correctly, food is medicine. So supplements is important.
I'm writing this down. Okay, sleep. That's important. Because I know when I don't get sleep, I don't feel good.
Listen, you're talking to someone that I literally now, that time comes around, I drop everything and I go to bed. Because over the years, sleep is so important to the point that if you don't sleep at night, your body already goes into a stress stage in the morning. Okay. And every time your body's stressed out, it's already going to produce an inflammatory response. So anytime you're stressed out, you're not eating correctly, or,
not sleeping.
You think of something that makes you really upset and, you already get, angry right away, or it makes you feel some type of way, your body's already going to produce inflammatory response. So when you have all this inflammation coming in from the bad food, not sleeping correctly, whatever it is, your lifestyle, that inflammation really creates the environment for all the chronic diseases to grow.
Wow. Okay, so...
Which pretty much it's proven already that 90% of chronic diseases
is
originated inflammation.
You're kidding. Okay. Okay, so now we got to get... we only have a few more minutes for this, so we got to get all the information.
Need an hour.
Okay, so we should all take a probiotic. We should take moringa. We should take D3. We should get plenty of sleep. What should we be eating? What do you think of the low-carb diet?
I'm all for low carb. I actually follow that lifestyle. But again, once I sit with you, I pretty much see if you should do better in low carb, or even there's keto. There's,
What's the difference in keto and low carb diet? A lot of people are doing keto now. A lot of young people I know.
A lot of people are doing keto the wrong way. Because ketogenic diet is not about how much protein, like the Atkins. Like people are overdosing on protein and fats and eating. It has to do with quality.
Okay.
Ketogenic diet has to do with how your own body, inducing your own body to go into state of ketosis. And when you get your body to that state, you start utilizing your fat for energy instead of glucose. But what happens is you can do that by doing low carb.
Right.
It's just choosing
I didn't even know
quality
there was
of
a
the
difference
food.
between keto and low carb.
You can do low carb and get yourself into a state of ketosis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It has to do with low glycemic index of the foods.
Okay.
So low glycemic index means that how high it can shoot up your glucose to the roof.
And a lot of people these days are diagnosed as borderline diabetic.
Exactly.
And,
Inflammation.
Inflammation.
Exactly.
Okay. So the low carb diet helps those people?
Oh, yes. And it's
Okay.
science proved. There's a lot of studies out there proving that already.
Oh, okay. So the idea is to not take in a lot of sugar.
Why would you eat something that's making you sick, which is the carbs? Now, carbs is important, but carbs like kale, sweet potatoes, purple potatoes, it's the quality of the carb that's going to help, keep
Okay.
your blood sugar balanced.
So in other words, no potato chips and things like that.
Well, again, I'm an 80-20 girl.
Okay.
But listen,
Cookies.
if I see that you have an autoimmune problem and you have a food intolerance and I need to get your body better, I'm going to tell you, hey, listen, you need to give it up for 3 months or 6 months. If you really want to feel better.
Okay.
If you really want to stop, getting allergies and
Okay,
scratching.
well, skin allergies. I have that sometimes. Is that from food?
It's all from the gut.
From the gut. So what should someone be eating that, like myself, that doesn't want to be itching?
You have to cut out the processed foods and sugar.
Processed foods. Wow.
Sugar.
Yeah.
For a while.
Wow. So processed foods are a lot of things are processed.
A lot of things are processed, and that's where the educational component comes in. And that's why I love being, working in a hospital made me realize how much education is important. Because we have to teach people, how to shop.
Right.
Teaching them how to, and that's what I do in my private practice. I take my clients shopping, and I teach them how to read labels.
They have to read the label. Okay. And what are we looking for or looking to eliminate? I know sugar.
You know what? If you look at a word and you can't pronounce it, it's not going to be good for you.
Okay.
So anything with like corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, citric acid, or again, if you can't pronounce it, it's not going to be good for you.
Don't eat it.
Real food. It's very simple. I literally, because I'm so busy.
Like something you could take out of the garden.
Get a tray. Throw all the potatoes in there. Like when I say potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams. Yams are very good for women for hormones.
Oh, yams.
You have yams, sweet potatoes, purple potatoes.
Yams
and then pick a veggie, pick a green veggie. You want to have at least three servings a day.
3 servings of vegetables.
And then, keep your protein, depends what you like, chicken or, again, it's pretty much based on preference. I have clients that don't eat meat. I have clients that like to eat more fish. So based on that information, I can come up with a plan that's going to be good for their body.
Basically nothing processed. You want
Just stay away from processed. And I'm not saying you're not going to go out and have vacations and eat something processed, but once you get your body where it needs to be, when you do eat
when you say processed, what's the typical processed food that people eat in the United States every day?
A lot of chips.
Okay.
Fast food, which is not real food.
Right. Okay. All right.
Fast food, chips, cookies. But then again, you can have a cookie that tastes just as good, but what ingredients you're putting in that cookie. So it really comes down again to education, to what flour you're using, which oils, which is a big problem in America. People fear fat.
Yeah.
Fats are very good for you. It's good for the brain. It makes you feel satisfied.
Well, that's the whole idea of the low carb diet, isn't it? Eating fats.
But what kind of fats you're eating?
Okay.
That's why.
All right, what are the good fats to eat?
Avocados, nuts, coconut oil, avocado oil, sunflower, sesame oil is not the best because it has to do with the ratio of each fat. And this is a different probably conversation from another day. Okay. But Americans are consuming a lot of fats that are high in omega-6. And what happens is when you consume too much of omega-6 and not so much of omega-3s, your body already is going to produce more inflammation based on not having the perfect ratio. Do you need omega-6? Yes. But you need also more omega-3s than omega-6, the ratio.
Okay.
So with that said...
So what's the best kind of oil to cook with then?
I cook with olive oil, but olive oil you have to be careful because you can't heat it up to a certain temperature because it destroys all the goodies in it. Oh. It becomes very inflammatory. So if you want to saute like some veggies, you can do a little olive oil, but keep it at medium temperature. I love coconut oil. I use coconut oil. Yes. But again, the quality
has to be the right kind.
Exactly. It has to do with how it's processed because if the coconut oil was not processed correctly, it can shoot your cholesterol and triglycerides to the roof.
Okay. All right. I want to keep
Yes.
on track here of what we need to be doing.
Yes.
Take a probiotic every day.
Yes.
Moringa. D3.
Mm-hmm.
Get plenty of sleep.
Plenty of sleep.
Don't stress.
And
if you can avoid
listen, I'm a big stressor. If you are a person that naturally stress allows anxiety, meditate. Go to yoga.
Okay.
Even the workout is important. Like me, that I am a naturally anxious person. I'm not gonna do like boxing because that's gonna make me more like. I want to do something that's gonna like calm me down.
Yeah.
So
okay. All right, and we have to avoid processed foods
as much as you can.
Okay. Cook with coconut oil. These are all your tips.
And there's Kerrygold butter. I love Kerrygold butter.
I love that. Yeah.
Which is grass-fed Irish butter.
Okay, yeah, I get a point for that. I have that in my fridge.
Yes. Listen, our grandparents and our ancestors, they ate butter. I grew up in Brazil with my grandma making homemade butter, homemade bread.
Yeah, and some people are afraid of that stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm. But it has to do with how it was processed.
It has to do with the ingredients.
It is. Kerrygold butter has a lot of omega-3s in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The problem is what they've done to the butter in the last 20 years. You have the margarine, all the fake trans fats, and that's where it creates all the inflammation.
So that's what you shouldn't be using. You should use regular butter. Right, regular
real food.
Butter. Okay.
And just be happy.
I like that idea. Probiotics, moringa, D3, those are the supplements you want to take every day.
Yes.
Get plenty of sleep. Kerrygold butter instead of all those other
Kerrygold is the best
butter.
when you're doing scrambled eggs in the morning with some feta cheese and spinach.
I love eggs with cheese. So, all right, I want you to give us 3 typical meals here that are good for you. You mentioned in the morning eggs, spinach, just cheese.
Right, I do.
What about things like bacon and sausage? Can you have that?
You know, I do bacon, not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do, I buy Applegate. So Applegate from Publix, they have it at Whole Foods because they don't have all the hormones and all the nitrates and all the chemicals in it.
Writing that down
too. So bacon is actually okay, but it's what kind of bacon you're buying. The quality of the
sausage?
Bacon. You know, I'm not really into buy green wise. I've tried those sausage. Green wise is good. Smoothies are the best to go. Smoothies. Is
there a lot of sugar in smoothies?
But if fruit,
she's looking at me.
Fruit has a lot of beneficial sugars, right?
So it's okay to have that sugar?
Right, because you're having during the day.
So I stay away from
right, you wouldn't
fruit
have a smoothie right before you go to bed.
Maybe.
So, well, I mean, I've done it before, but that's right after I finish working out.
Okay,
you know, but
so
it has to do
smoothies are good. Fruit
smoothies are good. You know, pick a green, pick one fruit, and always, this is the take-home point.
Okay.
Always add a fat with every meal. Healthy fat. Okay. When you add a good fat with every meal, it keeps your blood sugar stable. Because if you're just eating exactly. So in the morning, a good breakfast, I usually do scrambled eggs with a little bit of spinach or feta cheese or whatever veggies I have at home, and I love avocados.
I love avocados
your best
too.
friend.
But I'm afraid of them. Aren't they high calorie?
But it's a high calorie with good benefits.
Good fat. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So don't fear. Avocado is the best thing. Okay. Avocado has a lot of your B vitamins, healthy fats. Fats are good for hormones.
Okay.
So think of healthy fats: almonds, walnuts, cashews.
Is meat healthy fat?
Listen, I'm Brazilian.
Okay.
I grew up on meat. Do I eat it? I eat it sometimes, but again, how it was processed. Was the cow happy?
Was the cow happy?
Did they feed them grass or did they feed them corn?
Okay.
So it has to do with quality. So no, I believe that if I eat meat, I don't eat it all the time, but it has to be grass-fed. Okay. You don't want to put all those extras, hormones and things like that in the body.
Right. Okay. So that does make a difference.
It does make a difference, especially for internal body, for your organs.
Okay. So what do you have for lunch then?
Usually for lunch, salads or like I said, I love sweet potatoes, purple potatoes, and I pick a green. Salads are your best friends. Always thinks the more color, the better. Each color represents an antioxidant.
Okay.
So put orange, put beets, and always add the good fat. Remember, always you need a good fat with every meal. And the good fat
in the salad would be?
If you want to put any almonds or cashews or sesame seeds, or
avocado?
You can put avocado.
Okay. What about meat? Grilled chicken?
You can put a grilled chicken. Just make sure, keep it like portion control, 4 to 5 ounces. Not everybody digests meat that. Again, it comes with how your digestion is doing. So if I know your digestion's not doing well, most likely I'm not gonna give you red meat right away until your digestion is doing better.
Also, red meat is a culprit for a lot of gut problems, huh?
Yeah, not everybody digests protein, meat correctly. Like I'm that person. If I eat red meat every day, I would be like constant because I don't digest it. So it has to do with
The person.
your individuality,
Okay.
your biochemistry.
Okay. And if someone wants to reach you to come and see you to get your counseling, how does that work?
So they can.
Okay, it's
right.
on the screen.
So right there, my number.
Phone number.
Right now, I'm doing by appointments only because I'm
And how
only-
would that work? Someone would meet with you and you would assess their whole, you do blood work and everything?
So usually when they come to me, they already have all their blood work done.
Okay.
So they call me.
So they can go to a lab and get their blood work.
Exactly, and I tell them specific
What kind?
markers to get.
Okay.
Starting now in January, I will be able to order the blood work because I have a other doctor partnered up with me, and we'll be able to order specific things.
okay.
But before they come to me, they usually have blood work.
Okay.
And what I do is, it's a 2-hour first assessment. In those 2 hours, I ask everything from the day you're born. It's
Wow.
pretty much building a relationship. I'm all about relationship building.
Okay.
Because how can I help you if I don't know
don't know.
anything about you?
Okay.
Literally from the day you're born, did your mom breastfeed you? How's
Is that
your
important?
digestion? Very important.
Really? Oh, good.
Very
To
important.
both my kids. But how does that help?
You know, I'm actually a twin. My mom, unfortunately, wasn't able to breastfeed my sister and I. So we both inherited. Once you're not breastfed, your body, your immune system wasn't built up based on all those antibodies that passed
you
down
get
from your
from the
mom.
mother.
So
Okay.
pretty much, my sister and I, over the years, we suffer from. My sister has Hashimoto. She has thyroid issues. I've had food sensitivities.
So you attribute that to the lack of being breastfed as a child?
That's a yeah.
Interesting. Maybe that's why there's so many people with those diseases these days.
You got it, my friend.
Wow. Wow. That's a story in itself.
I know, and that's what usually when I see patients in the hospital from maternity, I usually try to hey, breastfeeding is important, or give it a lot of educational component.
Right. Try to convince them.
Because it's a lot of this, again, education is very important. A lot of these women think, I don't have to breastfeed. I can just give the
Right.
formula. But they don't. Why? They need to understand how important it is to breastfeed.
So the formula doesn't even come close to.
Nope.
Wow.
You're not getting the same antibodies, the fats. Because mother milk is all it is. It's a type of fat.
It's fat. Mm-hmm.
Fat is very important for your gut and your immune system
Wow.
and your hormones.
Interesting. I think I'm going to have you back on my show again because
I can talk for hours.
you have a lot of interesting
I do.
things
I didn't
going
even
on.
get about the gut. I'm fascinated about the gut.
You got 2 minutes.
Yes.
1 minute.
Your gut, again, is the center of everything. If
Okay.
your gut bacteria is not balanced, if you're a person that's always anxious, or if you don't sleep good at night, I always work on getting your gut better for overall health.
Overall health.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And you said when you came in, the happy people do better than.
I'm sorry?
You said about being happy is important too.
Listen, everything
health.
plays a role. Is
Yeah.
when the minute you're stressed out, your
How's your gut?
inflammation already is created.
Wow. Interesting. Well, thank you very much.
Yes,
We have to go
it
to
was a
break.
pleasure.
And I'm going to have you back because there's a lot of things. So the information is on the screen, your phone number, but for people on radio, it's 754-281-7626.
Yes.
And your website is
ThePureway.com. That's where you can find all the products that I use.
The Pure Way.
The Pure Way altogether. Yes.
ThePureway.com. And the products we talked about are on there.
Yes, everything's in there, and we have amazing blogs.
Okay.
We're pretty much, and a lot of science attached to it. So.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Very interesting.
thank you, Becky.
You've been listening to and watching The Becky and Boca Show. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge in downtown Boca Raton does fabulous professional makeup application. Make an appointment today and see how glamorous you can look. Call 561-409-4065 to book your appointment. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge is located at 233 South Federal Highway on the first floor of the Boca Grand building in Boca Raton. The number again is 561-409-4065. And now, back to the show.
Hello, welcome back to the second half of the Becky and Boca show. I have switched guests now. I have Steve Fox, and I want you to explain exactly what you do. I've been seeing you on social media for years now, and I finally got you in here, so go ahead.
Anyway, thanks for having me. I am a matchmaker.
You're a matchmaker, okay. You're going to tell us about dating in Boca Raton?
Boca Raton, but I started in New York.
Okay.
And I also have events.
I know that. You have one coming up Sunday night, right?
Sunday night.
And there are events for singles?
In the last event ever, supposedly, in Blue Martini, they're closing and going to...
This is Blue Martini by the Town Center Mall?
Yes.
Okay.
6 to 10.
6 to 10 on Sunday night?
Right.
Okay.
And there'll be a lot of people.
Is it a singles event
It's
to
a
meet
singles
people?
event to meet people. But we also have Santa Claus coming just to give everybody a very Merry Christmas time. So
okay, if somebody wants to go to that, do they have to sign up? Or
they can either just come to Blue Martini or go to my website.
Okay. Is there a fee to come?
There's $15
okay.
online, and you get a meal.
Oh, wow.
You get a free drink. You get free dessert.
For $15. Okay, that's worth it right there.
I've
so
always,
all you singles out there,
I have always said this is the greatest investment in life.
Right. So
$15 you may...
And you might meet the love of your life there, right?
And at worst, you'll have good music,
right.
great food, and you'll probably meet somebody, man or woman.
Okay, tell me about how does your matchmaking service work?
Okay, well, basically I started in New York by doing events. And from the events, a lot of people came to me and said, there are so many people here, but I would rather meet somebody one-on-one because this is intimidating. So I started the personal matchmaking 35 years ago in New York. And since then, it's built up very successfully there and in Boca.
Wow.
People come to me either through referrals or from the parties, and I get them to do an interview with me in an hour. I ask them what they're looking for and what they want and what are the deal breakers.
Oh, deal breaker. Wait, give me an example of a deal breaker.
Well, give me an example of a deal breaker.
Okay.
Like if I ask you, what would absolutely be a deal breaker in me fixing you up with somebody?
Oh, what would be a deal breaker? I don't know. There's lots.
Speak up.
Speak up. What would be a deal breaker?
I.e., is somebody have a bald head? Is somebody
stuff like that.
300 pounds?
Okay.
Maybe even a simple thing like smokes.
Oh, yeah. That's not a simple thing. Yeah, no,
Drugs.
I could never be with someone that smoked. You're right. Okay.
You know, I always say, put things...
Do you put smokers together? Two smokers? I guess that would be...
If need be.
That would be the only way to do it, I would
When
think.
somebody comes to me and asks for a smoker...
People ask for a smoker?
Well, if they do, and they pay me, this is what I look for.
Get you a smoker.
I want to get them a smoker.
Okay.
But preferably not. Most people actually say, I don't want a smoker.
Don't want a smoker. Okay.
Yes. Or they don't want somebody that drinks too much.
Right.
They certainly don't want somebody that's into drugs.
No,
or
I would think
anything
not.
that's foreign to this situation.
But how do you know if someone's into drugs?
Well, I interview them. I meet all the other people that I want to fix up with you. And I ask them. Sometimes they lie, occasionally.
Yeah.
Once out of 35 years in me interviewing a guy who looked perfectly normal, and he told me everything good about himself, he turned out to be a pedophile.
Oh, wow.
And although I missed it, the girl that found out about it didn't make too big a fuss. She just said, had you done your investigation?
You fixed me up with a pedophile.
Right.
Okay. Well, nowadays you can look that
look
stuff
up Google
okay.
and all that other stuff. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that would be on my list.
That
no
would be on-
pedophiles.
There's your deal breaker.
Deal breaker.
Okay.
So
give me 6 things that make up your perfect match.
6 things that make up
You
my
have to be
perfect
quick.
match. Generous. They have to be generous. They don't like people that are like stingy or cheap. Even and cheapness doesn't mean you whether someone has money or not.
That's right.
And you probably know that working with
because
people.
it could be cheap emotionally.
Yes.
When somebody is cheap financially, it carries over to their emotions, strange as it may seem.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you could tell. I always tell women when they go out with men, there are a lot of tells at a dinner table. If you have your first date, watch the guy, how he treats the waiter, how he treats all the staff around, how he tips, what he orders. And you can, at the end of a night, pretty much tell all about this guy.
That's interesting.
So girls, when they ask me, how do I know if the guy is good? Well, that's certainly the first thing you do.
You can tell all that on a first date.
You can.
Yeah.
There's
Okay,
so
never
many
thought about that,
tells.
but you're right.
How did he pick you up or didn't he pick you up?
Did he open the car door for
Did
you?
he open the car door? The famous in the Bronx Tale, did the girl reach over and unlock the door?
Okay.
And when she did, the guy jumped up and said, "This is a great girl."
Okay, so so you ask people the criteria of what they want
Right.
in a mate.
In fact,
Okay.
I am friends with the guy, Dr. Phil on TV. Mm-hmm. And Dr. Phil had told me, and I pretty much tell it to everybody, if you could find somebody that makes at least 75% of what you're looking for,
Yeah.
the criteria that you want, the 6 things that make up your perfect match.
So there's 6 criteria.
6
you think.
things.
Okay.
Dr. Phil says if you can get somebody that has 70% of what you're looking for, take it and run.
Because you're not going to find it.
You're not going to find
Okay.
it. And the older,
Nobody's perfect is what you're saying.
That's what he's saying.
Okay.
And the older you get, it becomes less and less.
What do you mean by that?
Well, let's say at 6, he thought 50s and 60s, 70%. He says 70 and 80. At that point, you may have to take 60%,
Okay,
50%.
I see what you're saying.
You know, based
Yeah.
on, because at that
You're not
point,
gonna find-
your sphere out there is lessened, and the things that you're actually giving to somebody are lessened.
Wow. Okay, so you're supposed to have 6 criteria.
You should.
You
When
should.
they come to me, give me
Okay.
your 6. I look and see if they're reasonable.
Okay, so generous, that was one of mine.
And
okay.
that's generally one of the most often
Lots of
asked of
people
me.
like that.
Go ahead.
And that's generous with emotions and
With everything. A generous
everything.
person. You
Okay.
don't want somebody cheap.
No, right. But that doesn't mean that they have to have money.
But you also
Yes.
don't want someone cheap with money.
right.
If you see that they are cheap, it's
They're
pretty
also
much
cheap with emotions.
pretty much of a tell.
Interesting.
You could almost
Okay.
eliminate people pretty quickly
Okay,
on that.
interesting.
Go ahead. What's
Okay,
your
I
next?
gotta have a second one.
You have to be a little quicker.
Well, I like people that are very educated.
Okay,
That's one.
intelligent. Put down intelligent.
Okay. Okay.
Come on, be quick.
All right. That's 2. I got 2. Physically fit. Not that, I just
Healthy and fit.
healthy and into
Put it down.
fitness.
Healthy
okay.
and fit.
Fit. Okay. I get to have 2 more.
3.
3 more. Okay.
It's
Well,
not easy.
somebody
but
who is
Here's the key
kind.
thing: is writing it down makes a big difference. I make
Yeah?
people write it down, not just say it.
So they know what they want.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
I keep it. Mm-hmm. And then
Oh, honesty.
excellent.
That's a good
excellent.
one, huh?
Yes, you're doing tremendous.
I'm doing tremendous.
Yeah.
Okay. People that are honest. Okay, I have to have 2 more. Well, kindness is that? That's
Like,
one?
put it
Okay.
down.
Like you said, kind to everybody.
Sure.
Waiters, people around.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
easy to tell.
Yeah.
What about? Do you like somebody?
Oh, I know what. Has to be a positive person.
Excellent.
No negativity.
Excellent.
Okay. Okay, there's my 6 things.
Good.
Okay.
And you've done tremendous. And your 6 things are fairly impressive, number 1, very reasonable, number 2. And if we could find somebody with 70%
75%
of that,
70%. Okay.
you'll be getting a great guy.
Okay. Okay.
And I could do it for you.
And you can do that. So
Right.
how do you, when someone comes to you, well, first of all, have you made any marriages, any matches
Only
like
500.
that? 500 marriages.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, in 35 years.
Yeah, okay.
I've had 3 or 4 people that I've married off twice.
Wow. Okay. They come to you, they find a mate,
Right.
they get divorced, and they come
And
back?
one or 2 of them are now on their 3rd. But I tell people
back to the start,
when they
get
come
another
to
one.
me, I tell them I don't necessarily guarantee you getting married. What I do guarantee is that I will find you somebody that you will like to marry or be with the rest of your life.
Okay.
And that's what's important.
Right.
Don't look just specifically, I'm going to marry this guy.
Right.
Look for a guy that you could be a
You could be
friend
with.
with, that you like to be with, and it's enjoyable. And if you could find those things, you'll find the guy that you may marry. And then if it's compatible for both of you, that's the thing. Now,
Okay.
I try to teach people. People ask me, how do you do it? How do you do it? Well, the first thing you should do all the time is remember a simple thing. When you leave the house, put a face on
Okay.
that is equal to the person you want to meet.
Ah.
Okay?
Okay.
So that's the thing. You have to know this. If you're going to Publix, and this has happened to me so often, I always comb my hair, make sure I brushed my teeth, and I'm wearing
okay.
something that's decent and not disheveled. Because so often I meet people in Publix. Now, obviously, if you go to a bar or if you go to other events, you should always fix yourself up.
Right.
By
But you're
the way,
saying you should do it all the time.
I say you should do it all
Look
the time.
good
When
all
you
the time.
leave the house, prepare a face to meet the face you want. And that's the important thing. And then there's other little things. When you're going out, or you go to these events, or Publix, or the library, or most often a gym, you
Yeah.
go into a gym, smile, look at people, engage them. This is the important thing. Give somebody the opportunity to come back at you with a smile or an engaged look. Because if you're not going to look at them and keep your face down, or you're texting somebody, you have no possibility to meet them.
Wow. Okay, you're right.
Of course.
Do you find that people look for somebody that has qualities that they don't have? I mean, isn't that a problem for you? Like someone might
Yeah,
come in and
that's
give you all of these criteria and they're not like that at all?
No,
How are you going to fix them up?
Yeah, it's interesting because I have an intuition for these things. So I like you're a very easy to fix up person because you're warm, you're
Thank you.
friendly, you smile, you're intelligent. So you probably meet most of all the men I've ever met. You would be a perfect candidate. So I could basically fix you up with everybody I know, and they will be happy. Whether you'll be
Okay.
happy is another thing.
Right.
But if they're coming to me, I love to have about 10 people that are exactly like you.
Well, thank
and
you.
you're attractive. I forgot to tell you
Thank
that.
you, thank
so
you.
those are the key things. Now, it's very important to understand it's not difficult for men or women to get themselves together to look good when I'm talking about looking good. Like I, for instance, go to this Copage salon every 2 weeks and I get myself fixed up. I do the best I can with the tools and what I have.
Well, that's
So
totally what I believe in.
I go
Yes.
to Adam the Magician. He's a famous
Yeah, I know
hair
Adam. He cuts
you
my
know,
hair.
There you go.
Yeah.
So for a couple of bucks, I look better than I can any other way. And I go to
Well, in Boca Raton, as women, we believe in doing everything possible to,
There you go.
to look our best, because then you feel
right.
good.
That's right.
Yeah, so we
You-
make an effort, is
you,
what you're
you
saying.
feel good about yourself. You have the self-assurance. Now you're positive. You
Mm-hmm. Right.
can walk into a bar and even you sit down next to somebody and say, how you doing? How's your day? Mm-hmm. Engage them.
Right.
Be proactive. These are the things that, I tell everybody to do.
Right.
People always say, how do you do it? What do you do? Okay. First, look good. Put yourself in order.
Make an effort before you go out. Okay?
Make an effort.
And in Boca Raton, we got everything from plastic
And don't
surgery,
forget-
cosmetic
But
procedures,
hygiene,
hair,
hygiene.
hygiene. That's so important.
Now, I mean, I've had...
And men, a lot of men tend not to dress nice when it's so easy
and
to
it's
do.
a simple thing. Two
Yeah,
or three other
right.
things. Men, once every couple of weeks, get your nails done. It's for
I believe in that.
$15 a manicure. It makes a world of difference. Women too.
Men who
I'm not
have-
saying men. Women,
women.
too. Nails.
I don't
are
think
most,
there's a woman in Boca Raton that doesn't get her nails done.
but they should.
Yeah.
Nails are underrated as a physical.
And for men, whether they do them themselves or they get them done professionally, if they have nice nails, it makes a world of difference to a woman. People might not realize that.
More importantly,
especially
nice.
toenails.
Wait, more importantly, nice, clean.
Clean. Yes.
If you sit down and the guy puts his hand on the table to touch you, and he has dirty, filthy nails, tell him you're somebody's calling you at home and get out of there.
Yes.
You don't want to.
Can you imagine what his toenails would look
right?
like?
Or his house.
Or his house, right? Exactly.
These are little tells.
Wow, I never thought of that.
Well,
Yes.
that's why you should have been coming to me for years.
Okay. He's right. You can determine all that by...
Okay. Now, where should you go? You should always go to places that are social when you're going out. You know, in Boca especially, Boca, Delray, or Palm Beach, where I hang out a lot, I go each and every night to a different place where there's a whole fun experience going on, where there's men and women having
What
fun.
are your favorite places in Boca?
Like in Boca, Wednesday night, I go to New York Prime.
Okay. Very nice place.
It's a very good thing. And girls drink free there.
Oh, Wednesday nights, New York Prime.
So,
Girls drink free.
Right.
Okay.
Now, there's a funny story about that. There's a guy that called up for a date with a girl. This is a true story. And he says, can you meet me Wednesday night at New York Prime? Knowing that the girls drink free. So the girl got
So you
ticked
didn't
off.
have to buy.
Right.
Well,
So-
yeah, okay, that goes along with cheapness.
with being cheap. But girls drink free there, so a lot of guys come there to meet women.
Because they know the women are going to be
Right,
there.
because
Yeah.
you know. So that's Wednesday night.
Okay.
Thursday night, if it's not raining, you can go to Prezos.
Prezos? Okay.
Yeah. Tuesday night, go to Seagate Hotel or the Pavilion.
Oh, okay.
You know, and every night
Every night there's something going on.
something doing in Boca, and there's always fun, things going on. And
Yeah.
then, of course, everybody should join a gym.
So you think gyms are very important
Gyms
to
are
meet
real
people?
easy to meet people.
Okay.
Gyms and things you like. Like if you like wine, there's a lot of wine clubs in Boca and Delray that have 50, 75 nice people in them. That they have these wine parties
Yeah.
once or twice a month, and you meet people.
So what do you think about just going to a bar to meet people? That's...
It's not the worst thing in the world.
Okay.
Now, we're not going to get into online dating here because it's
Yeah.
a long story.
Okay.
We better come back and I'll tell you all about that at another time. But going to a bar, a lot of girls don't like it, and they feel like they say a meet.
Yeah, meat
Like,
market.
okay. But if you go and enjoy it, go and have fun. Don't make it the end of the world that if you didn't meet somebody, you're going to go home and cry or be sad or anything else. Don't be depressed. And when you go to this bar, go with a good attitude that you're a great person, you're going to meet a great person. And at worst, it could be even a girl who's meeting a girl or a guy meeting a guy. It's another person you're going to have fun with.
Yeah.
And make friends. Girls have difficulty finding girlfriends.
Right,
I
and
always
that's
tell
important.
guys, here's another big tell for a girl.
Okay.
When you go out with a guy and you like him, it's third, fourth, fifth date. See if he has friends, long-lasting friends.
Long-lasting friendships.
Right. If you're going to go meet his friends, if his best friend, he says, I want you to meet my best friend tonight, Becky. And you say, great, I can't wait. You go there and you say, geez, Joe, you have a great friend here. How long do you know him? Well, I met him at the gym 3 weeks ago, and we've been calling each other every day. So if that one best friend is a guy he recently met, another tell. It's another
So he
tell.
should have long-term friends.
Yeah. I mean, I have friends for life.
Yeah.
My friend Jerry Cohn, I just had dinner with him and my other friend, and I fixed one of them up with their wives many years ago. He and I know each other from 3 or 4 years old. Our fathers were best friends. So we've maintained relationships and we have friendships together.
So that's
and these are the
important
type of
in a
people you
person. Okay.
right. See if they have friends. See if they've had relationships. Say if they haven't had relationships with a guy, they're not going to have it with you probably.
Wow. Yes.
It's an interesting thought.
It is.
But
No,
most people don't ever think about that.
Definitely true.
But, in any event.
What about their relationship with their family, their mother?
Another key thing.
Okay.
Another key thing, do they get along with, their mother or father? And even do they get along with their kids if they have kids or ex-wives? All these things are tells that you put into,
what kind of person they are.
What kind of person they are. And if you're, smart and really want to get involved with this person, that's the key thing.
Wow.
If you have difficulty, whatever it is, the first thing you should do, come Sunday to Blue Martini.
Yeah, there you go.
And you'll have fun. And if you say you're listening to this show, come over to me and I'll give you one introduction to somebody of your whoever you want to meet.
Oh,
how's that?
wow, that's
one
an
free,
offer.
One free introduction.
One free introduction.
But you must mention that you're
on the show.
on the Becky
It's
show.
on the Becky and Boca show.
So, that's an easy
Interesting.
thing to do, right?
Right.
So, those are the things you should do anyway.
Right.
Go find things you like to do. Get involved.
Right. And you shouldn't be
out.
just out there trying to find a guy or a woman. You got to have a life.
Friends and life.
Yeah.
That's right. If it's skiing,
You don't wanna be desperate.
join a skiing show.
Yeah.
Listen, I tell girls also, because they always come to me and say, how are you going to meet a guy? Well, become a tennis or golf player. Another little thing. There are a million men golfers out there.
Right.
They're all you see. I'm a golfer and a tennis player, and the girls that become golfers and they get out there, they get 10, 15 guys going over to them every time they come on the range.
That's actually a good idea.
Of course. Tennis is another thing, easy. There's all kinds of tennis clubs here in Boca and
Right.
Delray and Boynton. You become a member. You go play 2 or 3 nights a week. You're going to meet
a lot of
many
people.
men, many people.
Wow.
So that's another easy thing.
Okay, let me ask you, do you believe in chemistry?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you match somebody up and know that they're going to have chemistry?
Well-
or is chemistry just something that happens, or can it grow? Or
Obviously, it should grow.
okay,
But chemistry is something that happens. It's hard to make it happen. It's something that should become natural.
right.
Okay?
So if it's not there, it's not there.
Yeah. But if you're a warm, pleasant, intuitive person, it will happen. Because if it's going to be, it's going to be. And that chemistry comes out. Like when I tell everybody, men and women, when you go out on a date, don't just be a talker. I've had 2 or 3 friends that I've heard complaints about. They carry on a monologue for 40, 50 minutes, and the girl is going, looking at her
Yeah.
watch, saying she's tired of hearing how many cars he owns. She's tired of hearing about his kids. She's tired of hearing, all his problems that he had with the ex-wife.
Yeah. Oh, who would talk about their ex-wife on a date?
Who would?
It happens?
It happens all the time. They shouldn't, but they do. In other words, don't put out dirty laundry.
Right.
That's the key thing. But be a listener
And don't
more
complain.
than a talker.
Right.
On these first dates, especially.
Be a listener more than a talker. Okay.
Okay, here's the key question for you.
Okay.
What is the objective of the first date?
To get a second date, I assume.
You are one smart girl.
Yeah.
That is it. So to get that second date, which is the objective of the first date, be a listener. Ask questions. Show that you're interested in this girl. Now you finish the date. Don't overdo it with your enthusiasm. Don't look to kiss her or
None of that on the first
enthusiastic.
date.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, it's okay if you ask her and say, Becky, do you kiss on the first date?
Oh, you got to ask them, do you kiss on the first date?
Do you?
Oh, you can't say that because then they're going to think you kiss everybody.
No.
No, I would not.
Okay, so here's the deal. When you get someone like Becky who says, and you ask her, do you kiss on the first date? And she says, no, here's what you tell her. How about the last?
How about the last? Oh, was that? Well, wait a minute.
See, you'll go, wait a minute. Okay, anyway, but my point being, after the date, don't over-enthuse yourself, with kissing,
Right.
hugging. It's very apt to say you had a great time. I'd love to see you again. Make sure that they get home. It's not the worst thing to text them. Did you get home safely?
That's nice.
And one more thing.
Okay.
My very dear friend who recently died, Warren,
Oh,
he had a great all-time thing to do after every date he liked. He would go to a florist and send them a bunch of roses and say,
that's so romantic.
What a great date. I can't wait to see you again.
I bet he always
He-
got a second
he
date when
was
he wanted it.
successful.
Yeah. See, men don't realize the importance of gestures
Little
like
things.
that. Yes.
All I've told you tonight are inexpensive
Right.
things. Little things that, get a manicure, a haircut every 2 weeks.
Groom. Just groom yourself.
Groom yourself.
Dress stylish.
Dress
I'm telling
stylish.
guys out there what to do. Okay.
Baluth Clothing in Delray. Go to Baluth. See Kim. Ask her Steve Fox discount.
Okay. So
But, yeah,
grooming,
grooming, hygiene,
hygiene.
engaging somebody, smiling.
Yeah, be a positive person, not a
Be a
negative
positive
person. Okay.
person. You know, go along. Be a listener, not necessarily a talker.
Don't complain.
No, absolutely don't
complain about
I
anything.
mean, you
Don't
definitely
complain about your sore feet. Or
right. Don't look to hang dirty laundry out there.
Right.
There's enough stuff she will find. Here's another little tip. I always tell somebody when either I or they get a phone number, and you call and you get the girl on the phone. Don't get into long conversations. Make it short and sweet. Becky, Steve gave me your number, said you're a great girl. I can't wait to take you out. What's a good night to go to dinner? That's it.
Keep it simple.
You don't want
and
to
quick.
ask her about her religious things or Trump is a bad person or a good person or anything else, because you will find something that turns her off if you
So keep it short.
keep it short and sweet.
Okay, we got about a minute left here. Anything else? How do people reach you if they want your matchmaking services?
You could do one of two things. Come to Blue Martini Sunday, meet me, tell me you saw Becky and I on TV. I'm going to introduce you to somebody. Or go to stevefoxsocial.com. You'll see all the details. I have a big website with a lot of pictures on it. Go to events, photos. You'll see hundreds of men or women. And then
And you can pick out ones you like?
Yes.
Oh,
you can
that's
call me
interesting.
or email me there.
Anybody looking for someone that's an easy way to start?
Oh, easy way to start. Mm-hmm. And I'll always return phone calls. My phone number is 561-638-3979. I'm very available.
Okay, Blue Martini in Boca Raton Sunday night at 6
to
p.m.
10.
If you want to meet somebody, that's the place to go.
I'm going to try and get Becky there. And
I
if
don't know
I
about
can, I'll twist her arm.
Okay, see you next week.
Thanks for...
You have been watching and listening to The Becky and Boca Show. Tune in every Thursday night at 6 p.m. to discover all the ways to spoil yourself and have a good time in beautiful Boca Raton. See you next week.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. AM 1470, with more of what you need to know. Don't miss Travelers 411 with Stephanie Abrams, each Sunday night from 5 to 7 p.m. on AM 1470.